We're celebrating with Mad Invasion's guitarist Hal Maradel, co-producer of the record "Crack in the Sky." Talk about the live performances. When do you get a chance between the first album and now? What's some of the history of the band performing live? Where have you been able to play?
Yeah, it hasn't actually been so much live playing at this point. We did one sort of showcase gig a while back just to test out, songs from the previous album and this new album, putting together like a full set, and also trying out with Mickey on drums. So that was kind of the precursor for then moving into planning now to follow up the new album. So we're looking to see what we can do. Also, of course, depending on Mickey's available schedule, he's quite a busy man with Scorpions and his other projects. So we're looking forward to see how we can make that come together in a good way. And also what the response of the album will be. I think that will also dictate a bit how the live situation will look.
Well, obviously, Europe is known for summer festivals, and we're trying to catch up. We have more and more festivals being created in America, Canada. But talk about some of your favorite festivals that you over the years have been able to go out and see. Who's some of your favorite artists?
Well, it's more locally here than I would say in Scandinavia for my own part. We have Copenhagen quite close to Malmö with the bridge in between. So it's like a 20-minute drive over to Copenhagen. And there's a big arena called Royal Arena. They also have a few other arenas. And they have an equivalent in Copenhagen to our Sweden Rock Festival, which is called Copenhagen. So I've been to that one a couple of times, been to obviously Sweden Rock Festival. And then we have some local festivals in this part of Sweden, which is like the Svedala Festival is a certain thing. And we have a couple of ones in Malmö as well. So they're mostly local ones, but it's really shaping up to become more of a thing here to have like these mid-sized festivals. They're popping up more and more, which is really great to see because some of these local places have missed these get-togethers, and you have to go sometimes quite far to get to a decent festival. But now they're starting to come more and more locally and regionally, so that's really nice to see. I think we'll get some more here.
Yeah, it's always great to be able to go out and see a multitude of artists on a 1 or 2 day bill. Go for maybe someone you're familiar with and get turned on and hopefully see some that you haven't, gotten to see, or maybe you get turned on to somebody new.
For
Of
sure.
course, one of the great Swedish bands over the years has been the group Europe. I spoke to Ian, the drummer, recently, and I know they're coming back with um, new music. Any history of seeing Europe or knowing any of the guys?
We saw them, but that was also quite a while back, actually, and it was in the height of when they had their big breakthrough with
The
uh,
final countdown.
Final Countdown in 1986, and that was actually a great tour. So we got to see them in this part of Sweden then, but I haven't seen them live since then. I've read a lot about them, and I've sort of seen on YouTube and on the internet, but I haven't actually physically seen them for quite a while. But
Yeah,
they're great.
well, well, Sweden seems like a very, beautiful, melodic, harmonious country to us. I always found it odd that there was this like death metal scene that came out of Scandinavia and, including Sweden. And of course, there's people everywhere that have that angst, that want to yell and scream and, make a lot of noise. What do you think it is about Sweden that would even born something like that?
Yeah, that's an interesting question because I've thought about it a lot myself, and the more you hear also when you're out traveling, I mean, in different countries and know some people, spread around, it seems to come up quite a lot that there's something about Swedish rock music and melodic rock music, and I've thought about it. Actually, I can't put my finger on it, but there is something. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's something in the water. I don't know. But we do have a lot of bands, and they tend to be quite, many of them are quite unique. They have their own sound, and they really have like a nice sense of melody and rhythm and sort of, the beats and the heavy guitars and everything. Not to say that they're, better than everybody else in any way, but there is something to it, definitely, but I can't put my finger on it exactly. It would be great to be able to explain it, but I can't.